Yo, what is up, guys? What is going on, man? How's everybody doing? It's been a little while since I've done this. So here for a little while, stacking Satoshis. So, well, mainly because my farm was kind of in the dumps there for a little while. Um, I still haven't turned on my ASICs yet, my Bitcoin ASICs. They're still sitting on a pallet out there. So, but it's been getting a little bit better, a little bit. So yeah, we'll get into some of the numbers today. Appreciate everybody joining me today. All set, Crypto Craig, CJ Crypto, Second TL, and of course, Mr. Retro Mike and Nick, the MVP. Thanks for the $2 super chat from Second TL, man. Thanks for taking such good care of my GPUs. Well, I mean, we do try. It's definitely a lot of work. Blowing out octa miners and stuff like that every time you go out is a chore. You get really dirty, really dusty, and it's just we try to treat people's equipment how our equipment would like to be treated. So that's just kind of how I like to treat people's stuff. So yo ho Pirate King. Yeah, I know, man. I need a haircut. I just been I don't know. I'm living the single life right now. I don't need to impress anybody, right? I don't really care. So I'm just doing my single dad thing. And but let's go ahead and let's check out the brains report here that I like to use. Let's see where is right now it's on what to mine, but let's get back to brains. So right now we're at 797 exahash. Over the last 30 days, it has climbed a little bit from 736, so it did see, a climb in exahash here. Our last adjustment was only 0.63, right? But we are going to get another 2.2% increase on the second, which is tomorrow. So there will be a little dip in the yields for Bitcoin mining. Slightly. And the ones that get hurt the most are obviously guys who have older machines or not as powerful machines like S19s and other ones like that. So let's take a look at the S19K. Now it's doing $1.50 on the fractional Bitcoin mining, but if you were mining direct, okay, you're looking at about 85 cents right here. So not looking good at 10 cents, but traditionally most people don't mine Bitcoin at 10 cents, right? I would say people probably like to mine Bitcoin at least 8 cents or less. And even then, that's not a great rate for Bitcoin mining. But if you are at 8 cents right now, you're not doing too bad, right? You're right now you're at like $2 if you're directly mining Bitcoin, right? And that's just the stock wattages, obviously. Let's see if we can see what I think I was at 74 terahash at 1,550 watts. Crypto Craig, you can correct me, but I think that was what we got them tuned at there. I think that's what I was at. I don't remember. I got too much going on. But $1.63. So I mean, it's you get a little bit less as far as dollars go, but you're also burning like a lot less power, right? So you're gonna have to figure out what's um gonna be more efficient for you. I kind of like to be a little bit more on the efficient side and not burn as much power. Um, because when you start getting into like a bigger farm, like let's just say I did like turn everything on. I think I still got like 2 petahash worth. So that's 2,000. Boy, I need a calculator here. 1,550 times 21. I think that's right. I don't know. 30 3250. Okay, 32 550. Okay, that's what my farm would burn, right? And currently, right now, if I had it tuned that way and I was mining Bitcoin directly, it says I'll be doing 6250, but I don't think that's gonna be right. I think I'm too high on my hash rate here. Let's do 21. What's 21 times 74? No. Oh, yeah, that's way less. Boy, I am such a bad estimator. That's more of an accurate representation of what I got. So 3450 or 3433 a day. So I mean, that's not bad. It's like $1,000 a month, right? It's not terrible, but you got to be at 8 cents, right? You got to get in those single digit numbers if you want to be a Bitcoin miner. If you're fractional Bitcoin mining, you're bringing in an additional $8, so not too shabby. Um, but it's I think if people are trying to stack Bitcoin, like there's been a couple people who have hit me up and they're like, well, how what's the best way I can mine Bitcoin, right? I want to get into Bitcoin mining and I got like $20,000 or whatever, right? And to them that is a lot of money. I'm not saying it's not. That is a lot of money, right? You could buy a car with that, right? And to most normal people, 20 grand is a lot of money. But in Bitcoin mining, like 20 grand is so minuscule in the world of Bitcoin mining. You know what I mean? That'll get you a couple of S21s, you know what I mean? And then you have to like source a really low rate. Um, and here's the challenge with that is Bitcoin mining is starting to become more like industrialized. So it's the nice thing about Bitcoin mining though is if you get cheap power and you have lots of machines, it's a very nice steady pay. Okay. And Bitcoin does move up and down, but the swings aren't as wild as like Zen or like Doge or any of the other coins. So if you look at it from like more of a stable investment, it's not as aggressive in its volatility. So it's kind of more of a steady streamline income, right? But it's a very long-term game, in my opinion, for Bitcoin mining. It's not a short-term game. You know what I mean? Um, I am sending all my ASICs to Retro Mike. Oh man. So to me, if people at home are trying to get Bitcoin, you know what I mean, and this is what you want is Bitcoin, I would look at doing altcoin mining. You know what I mean? I would look at like L7s and L9s. I would look at Z15, Z15 Pros. Um, I even think the Grid Miner's been doing really well with the G1. That's another one that doesn't have a lot of competition. Um, Script has lots of competition, but it's doing well, right? So we could ride that train for as long as we can. Um, and then some of the Equihash coins are moving to proof of stake. Um, Eventually, middle of next year, the Zen should be uh Q2 is when they expected to have the mainnet. I was in there asking questions in their Discord. But you know how things are expected to go through. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's delays, so it could be longer. Um, and then I heard that Zcash is also going proof of stake, but Zcash has systematically bull run over bull run has just gone down, right? So I don't really care about Zcash that much. Pirate, on the other hand, is a total curve, is like a wild card. Because last bull run it pumped up, but we don't know what it's going to do this bull run, right? Maybe it'll also pump up, and that could be another good one. Um, so I think if people are trying to get like the Bitcoin, I think for us home miners that we need to look at alternatives and not look at Bitcoin mining because I think if you're under like 10,000 machines and not at like 6 cents, that it doesn't make sense to mine Bitcoin like correctly, right? Unless you're playing a very, very long-term game and you plan on playing the power out of pocket and you're planning to hold the Bitcoin for like, 10 plus years, right? Then, I mean, it's kind of a question is should you just buy it versus mining it? And, versus you could buy the Bitcoin cheaper now than what it could be worth in the future. But that's like a whole nother conversation. Um, Northern Crypto says slow and steady wins the race. That's why I have the S19 reliable and hash rate increase effect. It's less than, let's say, Caspa. See, I gave Caspa mining a try. All right. And it's so wildly like volatile that those KS3Ms I got are doorstops right now. And I don't know if they'll ever not be a doorstop. Like the price has to get because you're like, okay, well, if the price appreciates, then you'll be able to mine. Well, maybe because like let's say it takes like 4 months for it to like price appreciate. Okay, you have two other factors in there. You got those 90 something terahash units from Bitmain that are allegedly coming out, right? Then you also have the aggressive emission scales, which is driving down the yields month over month. So you're going to have explosive hash rate units, and then you're going to have yields keep going down. So I don't know if the KS3Ms will ever become profitable again, unless it's maybe through another fork of Caspa. So the Caspa volatility has been crazy. Some people have done very well though with Caspa, and I wish that maybe I had buying more of it early on. But at that time, I was building the company and stuff like that. And I wasn't GPU mining a lot then. Let's see here. Let's see what Crypto Craig says. Money King, what do you think about Caspa mining now in the super aggressive mission schedule? It's too Look, man, I don't have any ill will feelings about people who are Caspa maxis who believe in Caspa. And yeah, some people have done very well with Caspa and are millionaires now, and that's great, dude. I'm glad you did it. I'm hoping that if you are a millionaire, that maybe you liquidate it out into a stable coin to keep some of that, right? Maybe you took some profits and you're not holding it like really waiting for a pump because I, I I just have a weird feeling. It just seems like it's gonna mine itself out of existence. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's just gonna be more sell pressure because okay, they come out with these 9,500 terahash units. People are gonna pay 15, $25,000, $30,000 for these. Those people, right? And that's gonna be people, little Timmies who buy them. Who are like, "Oh, man, this thing's making a lot of money every day. I need to buy this thing." Those guys are selling that coin every day because they wanna get their money back. You know what I mean? And here's the other sad truth about ASIC mining, okay? Machines break. You know what I mean? Like, and it's expensive to fix Caspa miners. I remember, um, when we had our first KS3 have a problem. And Bitmain's been really crappy about their warranty lately, by the way. So, you kind of want to use repair shops right now. Like when I first got quoted for the repair on the KS3 chips, it was between $165 to like 240 a chip. Like that doesn't include like the $400 board repair on there, plus all the chips that are bad. You know what I mean? I mean, you if you get one bad board on an ASIC, it could cost you 4, 5, $6,000. You know what I mean? And some people who buy machines, like even L7s, I've had problems with not as many, but I have had some hash boards go out with L7s. I've seen it happen. Um, it's you have to have extra money set aside for when these machines go down. You know what I mean? And a lot of the times they put all their money into these machines and then they don't have a reserve built up, like $2,000, $3,000 reserve built up, or have spare parts on the side. You know what I mean? In an event of a failure, right? Because that's what you need. These are Chinese machines. Okay, there is no guarantee with them. Like I've seen a lot of people, you know, run into problems where they put a lot of money into machines and then it doesn't work out because it breaks. And yeah, the adoption versus emission scale, I find it's too aggressive. I think maybe if they did one quarter of the aggressive emissions that they have now, I think that would be perfect. But I think now I think people see it as being too aggressive and they're stepping away from it. That's what I think it is, right? It's too aggressive. Um, it's like a TLS. What is the average warranty from a Bitmain unit? What is typically covered and not covered? Oh, okay. That's a very loaded question, but I'll try to answer it as best as I can. Okay. All the Bitcoin units, okay, get 1 year warranty from Bitmain. All other units like L7s, L9s, KS3s, KS5s, the um Monero one they just came out with, the Z15 Pro, um, the K7, the KA3, all that other stuff, that all gets 180 days. So you only get 6 months, right, of warranty. Now, full transparency though, okay, a client had a K7 go down, right? And we hadn't really messed with the warranty a lot. And so the customer offered to do the warranty, with Bitmain himself. So he did it. I boxed it up. I sent it back to him. It went to warranty. And when it was coming back from warranty, he's like, "Hey, I put your guys' shipping information in, and I'm gonna have it directly shipped to your guys' thing so we can turn it back on." Like, okay, no problem. And mine for about a month or less, and it started having chip problems again. You know what I mean? I can't remember how many chips the K7's supposed to read, but it was like five less than what it should be. I sent him a message, and he's just like, "Man, this really sucks." Da da da. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I took it off the shelf. I blew it out. I moved the data cables around to make sure that it wasn't a data cable. Maybe I made sure the bus bars were tight. I checked the voltage across the bus bars. Um, I did everything that you kind of do to make sure that it's getting power and then everything's working." And I was like, "So, what do you want to do with it?" And he's like, "Well, they just fixed it. Let's go ahead and send it back." Okay. And he's just like, "Will you guys do the warranty on it?" And I'm like, okay. I've only done like one or two. So I was just like, I'm being totally honest with the guy. I'm like, I haven't done a lot of them, but I will do it. Right. And so I put it in through Bitmain and I shipped it off to them. I can't remember if it was Alabama or their Georgia repair site. It was one of those because there's only certain repair sites only work on certain machines. Like guys who work on Bitcoin units don't fix freaking, you know, the Nervos ones, right? So the K7 goes over this place, right? And it ends up being like a couple of like 2 months, right? Okay, I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna send an email out, see what's going on," you know what I mean? It's taking a little while. Send it, and they're like, "Yeah, please wait, we'll contact the facility, this and that." And they do that to me a couple times. I start emailing, like, after 2 months, I email them every Monday religiously, right? And eventually, they get back to me, like, 2 or 3 weeks later, and they're like, "Yeah, hey, we're going to scrap this unit." I'm like, "What do you mean?" "Well, this doesn't fall under our warranty thing, and we're just gonna scrap the unit." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" "Well, they didn't really say," but I'm like, "If this is because it was previously repaired, you do realize that this was repaired by another place, which is from you guys, right? It's from your own repair place, right? Your own repair site, right?" And they just quit all communication. I said, "I want the unit to be sent back to me. I'm willing to pay the shipping costs to get the unit back, right? So this way we could send it to an actual repair shop that we deal with and that could try and fix it." and they don't even respond to my emails. They don't say anything to me. I said, "Please ship me the unit back, and whatever it is for the shipping cost of the unit to come back, I'll pay for it." Right? I don't care. Like, I just want it back. Like, and it's just poof, gone. That happened to 2 units. Um, it's I would be very careful. Bitmain has been doing less and less warranty work. I've talked to a few other guys in the industry that have experienced similar problems. So just realize this, they're a Chinese company and they're not like Dell or like HP or like Lenovo or Supermicro, right? They're not like this world-class company that's going to stand behind their product and they have like a 24-hour support line that you can call. You know what I mean? This is these are magic China boxes. You know what I mean? It's it's risky, right? So to me, I kind of I kind of always suggest to people to do with a local shop here. You know what I mean? That you could talk to, and and there's a few repair shops that I deal with that I like, and you'll build that rapport with people too. You know what I mean? Because the repair shops are like mechanics. You know what I mean? There's good ones, there's bad ones, and you kind of have to just go through the mud of finding the good ones, right? And I know Crypto Craig can attest to this, right? You have to like go through all these other guys to find like the really good repair guys. You know what I mean? And once you find one, you're gonna keep contact and keep the payments up and make sure he's happy because he does good work. You know what I mean? It's let's see here. Sorry, I'm getting off on a little tangent here about Bitmain repair. I hate those guys. Let's see here. Group says, do you even think small miners will need to move to Hydro setup soon for BTC? Any customers asking for that? Um, I believe there was a gentleman who was inquiring about Hydro with us, but we don't have any Hydro at our at soon to be new place, right? That is something that we are like looking at. But see, like to take on a client for that, right? You need a whole nother set of repair skills, right? For Hydro. Because you have to maintain that big freaking loop. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to know a little bit of plumbing and HVAC to be able to service that loop for those hydro units. And then you also have to get trained in fixing the hydro units. But it's similar, right? Because it's just water blocks. You know what I mean? Um, we've had a little bit of interest, but I'm not gonna say like a ton. I think everybody wants to still stay with air because it's so much uh, more cost effective, right? But from a long term game, it's more cost effective if you're going to keep an ASIC long term, like many years, to do hydro, right? Because it's going to be less maintenance, right? You don't have to deal with like I got a little Z case next to me. You can see this thing's all dirty and stuff, right? And you got to change fans out, and you get all that dirt and crap on your hash boards and all that other stuff, right? It's it's less maintenance and it also prolongs the life of the machine, right? But it also costs more, which everyone's always just like, you know, a lot of people when it comes to money are like, I want to do whatever's cheapest. You know what I mean? It kind of just depends. Kind of just depends. So your northern crypto and tech says, I find for a homeowner, altcoin ASICs are a big risk, profitability to fluctuate to much will profit one day, the next is paperweight, the day the ASIC is out. And okay, so interesting enough, like I was watching an old Z15 video from Coin, like it's 4 years old. You know what I mean? And back then they were selling the ASIC for $2,000 on the Bitmain site, right? Okay. Like, I worked a deal with Brandon, right? And me and him are working it out, and he's selling them, I think, for 600, right? And that's the cheapest compared to eBay. You know what I mean? Like, I think eBay is like $800. Okay, that ASIC is 4 years old. Okay, there's not many ASICs that are 4 years old that will keep their value and still be profitable, right? Still be profitable to this day. Um, I find To me, I like the Equihash ASICs. I like the Script ASICs. I don't really like Cadena. And I'm really not into Nervos. I'm really not into the K7s and stuff. If it was me and somebody's like, I wanna get Bitcoin and I want a big boy ASIC, I would recommend like an Alpha Pax unit probably, or L7. L9s are really up in price right now, so that's kinda hard to recommend. That's like a you should have got on that train like a month ago kind of a thing, right? But, that's kinda how everything kinda is sadly right now. Remember, it's China, they do what they want. Exactly. Exactly, man, play by the rules. Uh, who's there's someone texting. Oh, it's the school. That's the school. I just buy whatever machines Crypto Craig wants but doesn't have. Uh, well, he has all of them though. He has all the machines. What you talking about? Hmm. Not many people remember that, but I did have an L7. I had it for quite a while, and then I sold it. I sold it to Mister Hobbyist Miner. Funny story. After I sold it to him, about a couple weeks later, the hash board went out on it for him. So I don't know if that was due to maybe the shipping jostling the unit around or whatever. Um, but yeah, he had to get some repairs done on that L7 for a little while. It was being a little finicky, so maybe it was from the shipping. So I mean, I don't regret it. Like, yeah, if I would have kept it, I could sold it basically right now for what I paid for it, right? I paid like 8,500 for it, and that's what they're going for right now. And I could have mined the entire time. And if I held the coins, yeah, I could have done good. You know what I mean? But I mean, I did good when Bitcoin pumped. I made a lot when I was mining with minus 19Ks. I made good money when other coins pumped. I think you can't like think about like past decisions too much and play the what if games. You know what I mean? You got to make your decision right then and there for whatever you think is best for your investment, and just be sure about it. It's the L7s. Yeah, they are. I would say they're pretty reliable. I did have last winter like a batch of bad power supplies and control boards kind of like hit the farm for a certain client, and we had probably like at least a dozen machines or more affected by that. But you kind of get that in like ASIC farms. Like you get like little snafus, you know what I mean? Like everything will be going good for months, and then like you'll wake up one day and then like 20 machines are down. Hash boards are dead, control boards. It's just like, damn. So it's just the way it is though. It's just mining, you know what I mean? And YOLO be like Max and buy 9,999,999 Yeah, I mean, yeah. Um, I've bought in a few more 4090s. I think I'm up to 30, 32 4090s. Um, but I mean, yeah, all sorts of risks. Boy, dude, this school is like relentless. I have two kids, so the school just like when it sends like two text messages for something, I get like four. It's brutal. Okay. Yes. So I'm gonna let you in on a little secret about gold shell units there, Alex. Okay. Gold shell units are terrible for repair. Very little repair shops even work on them. Parts are very hard to come by. They're also very expensive. And yeah, yeah, they are terrible for repair work. And there was one, I think, out in Georgia that was doing it, but they closed. It was like the biggest one that did gold shell. And I'm assuming because gold shells aren't really profitable. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I kind of stay away from the gold shells. Um, I got one that Panda sent me. I'm probably gonna sell it because for some reason it's become profitable for for whatever reason. It's what is it? An LT5 Pro. It's making $2.42 at 10 cents right now. This thing is so inefficient. 2.4 gigahash for 3100 watts, but it's still making $2.50 a day at 10 cents. I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Ah, man. I thought the money came out of over gold shell and ran on. I am not buying any more of the little home miners. I bought the first batch of the, what was it, the AL0 for the lithium ice river, and that thing is turd, right? It's payback never. All right. I'm getting like point 0.1, I don't remember. It's not that much lithium anymore. It's complete garbage. Like if you're gonna get into the ASIC world, like it's gonna cost money. You know what I mean? And you're not gonna see huge returns for these little boxes or anything like that. These are not gonna make you piles of money. So to me, it's just like if you want to buy them to learn, to kind of dip your toes, get the experience, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, then I would recommend them for that perspective, from an educational perspective, right? But if you're doing it from like a financial gain perspective, like, hey, I hope this thing cost me $800. I hope it makes me like 5 grand. That's never gonna happen. It's just not. Um, it's back to $1.50 a day. Whew, man. At $850, that's only like 2.5 years away if it stays up. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm making truckloads of money. Not at your electric rate there. Only because what you spent how much money in solar? Okay. Like you gotta like calculate the how much you spent in solar and put that into your calculation of paying yourself back because even though your power is free during the day, you did put up all the costs for the solar. You know what I mean? And your time. Like I know you're a contractor and you do your own work, but I mean, you have to pay yourself something. Rizzo 529 says I'm running my mini Doge 3 on low power mode. Does that help it last longer? If one watt seems like a bit too much. Plus, it's no. I mean, so the ASICs are designed to run at their full potential, right? Don't get me wrong about that. So to me, it's just like regularly blowing out your equipment is going to make your equipment last longer, right? I would say like every 6 months, take your little mini Doge 3 out to your garage or whatever, blow it out, you know what I mean? And then, turn it back on, watch your temperatures, If your temperatures start getting pretty high, maybe, then I would take it apart and maybe give it a repaste, right? Um, but yeah, just keeping up on your maintenance will keep your machines alive. The the biggest thing is um so like my Z15s that I'm doing right now, a lot of them they were ran really hard by a big farm, right? So some of them still work, some of them don't, right? I'm going through all those, but every single one of them needs to get repasted, right? They just ran them, you know what I mean? And that's just what it is. Like a lot of the work is repasting, right? Some of them need some power delivery components replaced because they ran them too hot, you know what I mean? Because they didn't do maintenance. They didn't, you know, blow them out. They didn't, clean them and repaste them, right? So the temperatures are getting too hot. Some of the MOSFETs and other things died. Um, it comes down to this heat, you know what I mean? As long as you manage the temperatures of the ASIC very well and keep up on the maintenance, they should last quite a long time. Monthly blow. Yep, gotta put that up on the big screen. The monthly blow. Retro Mike likes giving monthly blows. You heard it here, people. And didn't say charged either. Looks like it's for free to me. No price on that. No price on that. um, looks like it's free to me. So yeah, this is that Gold Shell LT5 Pro. I got this one too. I'm gonna clean it and repaste it and make sure she still functions as she should. And then I'll probably have Brandon list this one for me as well. Um, hey, Royce's Adventure. Look at this. Look at automatic beats, free blowies. Um, yeah, Rizzo, no problem, man. It's so so ASIC mining is just they're computers, right? That's what they are. They're computers, but they're just specific in what they do. They can't go play Diablo 4 or something like that, right? It can't do that, but it is essentially still a computer. So all the regular maintenance things of blowing them out and putting new thermal paste on them, you know what I mean? It's still all the same thing. Like, here, I'll go get you a board. Let me go get one. So here's a hash board from one of my Z15s. And you can see, let me this is like reverse. So you can see here on this chip here, especially this one and that one, okay, that the thermal paste is completely dried out 100%, right? So it's not going to cool anything, right? It's like when it's this dried out, it's so easy to clean. You just take a dry Q-tip and just brush it on there and it just flakes off, right? That's how you know that the thermal paste is done. You know what I mean? Um, let's see here. That's what she said. uh Craig says, how many of those Octo Server 4090s are you running? They're supposed to go hook them up for me in Florida tomorrow. And the first server has 9, and the next one has 9. Um, and then the other one I bought from this dang, so it was in an Omega frame, which has 8 4090s. And those are all actually, hey, that 8 card 4090 rig just got verified. So hey, we're gonna up that price. um, you can run them in a 16 configuration, so it's 12 GPUs, but that's at times 8. Now, I've found that there's not a huge price discrepancy between 8 and 16 lanes. So to me, I'm just gonna leave them at 8. And eventually, when I get a little more money rolled in, I'll buy the other 3 and we'll make them a full 12 each, right? We'll have just 2 dozen 4090s cooking in that thing, right? Um, it's like a triple core GPU. They're actually yeah, I think they're CPUs and they're LGA too. And the pads on them are actually they're actually a decent size, you know what I mean? They're not very small like an Intel chip. Uh, so you did the trick of being unrented for okay. So this is this was a thing. I can't remember who said this, and maybe it was even me. But back in the time when we were going through this whole vast exploration, right, of learning about vast, everybody thought you had to be unrented to be verified. Okay, not true. Okay, I was at 25 cents. Vast rates dropped off, like all the rentals dropped off. I'm in a position where I've invested a large amount of money and I need income coming in, okay? I went down from 24 or 25 to 24 to 23, one day at a time until I went all the way down to 18 and a half cents, okay? What I had to do, it sucks, right? But hey, we need money coming in, all right? But it's been solidly rented. The same dollar, it has not moved. It's been rented solid, right? It went from unverified to verified while being rented. So that illusion that you have to be not rented to be verified is incorrect, right? And I don't know if that's because I ran the script, which is their verification script to put you in the verification queue. I don't know if that's because why, but I know the machine has been steadily rented every day, and I just checked it 2 days ago, and I was verified. It has not dropped a beat. So, you don't have to be not rented to get verified. So, yeah, I guess we'll get some music on here because 'cause I'm pausing a little bit here. Um, I am looking for some L3s. I know Hawk said he would send me one, but, I need a couple. So some of you guys maybe have some L3s you might wanna part with for a reasonable price, alright? I'm interested. Uh, I would like at least 3, in working condition. They don't have to be all shined up or anything. That is correct, Max. I was not rented for the first 6 days I put it on. But I mean, I put that on a while ago. Like, it's already been, like, at least a month or 2, and it's been rented. So it's yeah, I don't know. Um, well, I kinda wanna do a little content, Craig. I kinda wanna, like look, man, I love my little Z's over here, you know what I'm saying? I love them. But they're not profitable at my rate right now, and I would like to do some tuning with Venish. And you guys will be like, "What the heck is Venish?" Or Vinish or whatever you wanna call it. I call it Venish. You can call it whatever you want, but you can go check out Vinish, whatever you guys wanna call it. I don't know what the proper, you know. So let me just share my screen here. So this is what I've been using. Okay. And I'm going to do some more content soon. I'm probably going to do it kind of panda style because I don't have time to make high quality videos anymore. My time is very, you know, used up. Um, so I didn't use this before, right? And I was kind of a Brains fan, and actually using this over Brains, I really like it. It's kind of weird. Like sometimes, like you kind of get, like I'm a Milwaukee guy. I don't care. Screw you, DeWalt dudes. Okay, but it's like sometimes you just won't try something else, right? Because like, hey, I got Brains. I'm happy. It's good. But the thing with Brains though is they don't do the L7 or L3s. Vanish does. So that's something that's really cool with Vanish is that they do, you know, L3 plus and the L7. So you can tune these up. So you can so like the guy that I've been dealing with for my Z15s, um, he tunes up his L7s. He tunes up like his 8800s to like 9300. You know what I mean? Easily. He says, yeah, they can do it, no problem. And for a couple of hundred more watts. And he says he's never had anything like that. And this is the dashboard. This is kind of what their dashboard looks like right here. This is exactly it. This looks like it's on a T21, but you get your fan readout here. Your log is down here. The log is very easy, clean to read, easy to understand. I like that a lot. But the reason that um, I've been using Vnish a lot is for the S19Ks and the S21s. And the reason being is in maybe Crypto Craig's had this issue too. Maybe he uses Brains or Vnish for this as well. Is when you're getting that fan air, okay? A lot of times on the S21s, T21s, S19Ks, they have that new 2 and 2, right? That new like the 4-pin square, fan adapter now. They switched to a different plug. There seems to be a problem with that, okay? Where I don't know if it's a signal problem or power or something, but like you can replace the fan and put a brand new one in, and it'll say fan one's still not reporting. Nope, we're not gonna mind. Screw you. So now, currently at Terra, we don't let people like use the custom firmware for mining, but what I use it for is to get around that fan air, right? Because there's only one way to fix it. If you've replaced the fan several times and you know that this is a brand new good fan, it works, okay? You know it's a good known working part. The only way to fix it is to do a control board replacement, okay? And that's like 130, 150 bucks, you know what I mean, that you got to charge the client. They're not real happy about that, right? But I could offer them Vnish, right? And 9 times out of 10, it won't be a fan that's actually died, right? It's just something in the control board. I don't know if it's a signal or the port went bad, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, right? But Vnish is fixed, right? Um, and then you okay, Vnish on it. The fan's dead, no problem. Replace it, boom, back to working order, right? Um, but I really do like their readout here. They have performance tuning. You could get down to the nitty gritty and really like tune the megahertz and stuff like that. They also have presets for people who are looking for something much simpler. So I really do like Vnish. It is very, very cool. I got a link from the repair guy from East Coast ASIC because he's already signed up with Vnish and he already has all the stuff, you know what I mean? So I just use his stuff, you know. Um, so I'm really starting to like Vnish. So anyways, I want to put Vnish on the L3 pluses, right? Now I did send PB Farmer 2 control boards. I sent them the original Z15 board and then the other green one I have, which I think these are from the Z9 or Z11, right? Okay, these are the older control boards, but they still work for the Z15. You could flash the Z15 firmware and they work just fine. They just don't fit in the little slot, but they work. So, but PB Farmer is gonna try to work on a custom firmware for the Z15s. So I am anxious about that, right? To see what happens with that. Um, I know Luke he's fixed some boards for me, and I think he did send one out to PB Farmer to go along with the control boards I sent in. So this way he can mess around and see if he can't break the the Antminer stuff. So that'll be interesting. I'm waiting to hear back from PB if he's able to do a firmware on the Z15, which would be cool, right? Because generally speaking, all of the Bitmain ASICs, the old ones, right, they usually can gain anywhere between 20 to 35% efficiency, right? With like brands or like Beanish or something like that. I've always wondered, and I don't know why, but there's little tidbits of stuff online about a custom firmware for the Z15, but it's really hard to find. And I think I found it once, but it was from a very sketchy site. So I was like, I'm cool, right? I'm not doing it. So I'm hoping to see what he comes up with, and if he's able to make some for the Z15. So that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, that's why I want the L3s to use it with Beanish. So if somebody has some L3 pluses and they're willing to let them go for a reasonable amount, then I would be interested. Chipless? Do you mean Childress? I've never heard of Chipless. Who's that? Who's Chipless? What the? Is it like an overclockable firmware to where it can undervolt it and stuff like that, or what? Kaiser mining, you piqued my interest, sir. I've never heard of this chipless person, so don't I don't know. I don't know. Well, you're going for an hour, guys. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll probably hang out for a few more minutes. Takes. Oh, that is when. Sorry about the delay in reading the response. That is when you get verified. Takes a while after they test you, usually 3 to 4 weeks later. Oh, interesting. Well, Kaiser's mining, Kaiser OZ. Hit me up in Discord, man. See what else. See if I can find something else for a couple more minutes here. I don't know if I got anything else really here. We got Venish, talked about that. That's pretty much it, guys. Unless you guys don't have any questions. Need a link. Need a link, he says. Oh man, where's the Misfit Money Discord? Yeah, I need to invite people. Edit link. All right, this should work. This should get you to the Misfit Mining Discord, and then go down to the Mining King section, and you could just like put a little ping for me there. Does he have a GitHub? Does this chipless guy have a GitHub? Let's go look. Let's see if he has one real quick here. See if we can't look real quick here. See if we can't find this guy. Chipless GitHub. Oh wow, there's a lot of, I don't know which ones would be. I'll just put chipless Z15 GitHub. I mean, I'm just Googling whatever. think that's CG miner though. That's not actually. Does he have a GitHub? Ooh, there you go, Max. Moving from Zelcore to SSP. Yeah, I know there's been a lot of, issues with everybody in their Zelcore. I mean, I feel bad for everybody. Like, I've I still use my Zelcore here and there to move crypto in and out of when I need to do stuff. Let's see if he found my. Hey, travelers, travels. I'm lurking, but I'm working, but lurking as well. Chiplessmods.com. All right, looks like Retro Mike has maybe heard of this person. I don't know how you hear about everything, Retro Mike. I don't know, man. You just okay. It says that this connection is not private. Like, watch, I'm gonna get a keylogger on my fucking computer now. He has a lot. Okay, guys, let me share this with you. Go there at your own risk. I'm on. Here we go. So, take your first steps to becoming a super tuner today. Hey, I want to be a super tuner, man. Look at this guy, dude. He's already getting me. He's already getting me amped up. Higher profits is all you need to know about using Chipless Mods custom ASIC firmware. Offers alternative to stock firmwares. And these are all of his, boy, the DR3, DR5, K5, L3s, S9s, S19s, Z9s, Z15. Ooh, well, I'm gonna put that on. I'm gonna put that on a VM maybe. um, Custom firmware release dates are okay. Is this person still active or no? Because these units are old. The Avalon 1246, and I haven't heard anybody mention a coin miner since DJ like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Full disclaimer: I've never ran any of his firmware seen at your own risk. Yeah, I'll find a shitty old little mini PC computer, and then I'll just put it on my T-Mobile hotspot that I just run the ASICs that I fix on there, and then yeah, we'll do it that way. So that way, if something gets compromised, it's not on my actual home network, right? Got an email today. Someone lost 1,200 8 months ago. What, 1,200 flux? Yeah, Mike. I could do the SD card. I have an SD card because that's how I flash all the firmwares. You know what I mean? When I do all my cleanings and stuff. Whoa, look at this Z15 immersion. Who was doing immersion? What on the Z15s? Hmm, that's cool, man. Supported manufacturers. Oh, it's all just one page. I don't know if there's other pages that we can go to. Hmm. I have never ever used this. or even seen this. So this is definitely gonna. Has anybody used this? But it's buggy. Okay. Well, it also depends on the silicon lottery, right? It depends on the silicon on your Z15 itself, right? Um, so yeah, and who knows? What does it say? What kind of dev fees on here, or no? It doesn't even say. You know. Hmm. This site probably hasn't been worked on in a very long time because these miners right here are old, very old. Here, look, Kaboom Racks, Block Hive. Oh, you can meet him. Look at this, meet chipless. Oh, does it do anything? Huh. All right. That's cool. Well, I might play around with that maybe a little bit. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me see. Can I? Okay, Retro Mike. I have to hold on. Hold on. StreamYard doesn't let me copy and paste that, so I actually have to go in YouTube and copy and paste this. Hold on, let me get to my channel really quick. Retro Mike. Okay, let's see here. Bitcoin Talk Forum. Important Z50. All right, guys, here you go. Retro Mike's doing some investigating. It looks like it said here that it says that Z15, Z11, Z15 is no longer available from me. I'll post more from it. I haven't seen it from the new owners. Looks like maybe he got bought out. The Antminer Z11 Auto Scan Auto Tune firmware now available for purchase. Reduces power consumption from a few watts to a few hundred watts depending upon your current settings. 138 to 140 kilosol under 1400 watts scans to the best frequency near the target you select and voltage you've selected. To purchase your license versions of Z11s and all this other stuff, go to join me on Discord. Okay. Oh, it's an invalid link. You can't get there no more. I was just trying to see if there was something it said Z11, but I mean, you know. I would have to make an account on Bitcoin Talk Forum. I never did that. I I have always struggled to find information on Bitcoin Talk Forum because it's just like from oldest to newest, it's like always moving it because someone could talk on a very old post, you know what I mean? So it's hard to like sift through everything on here. So yeah, I never made an account. I've always like just like looked and kind of like looked around here, but I've never messaged anybody. So I will have to make an account and attempt to contact this person, see if I can't send him a message. So I appreciate that, Retro Mike. Let me know what he says. I'll be interested. Um, but I mean, so when I clicked on it though, Retro Mike, if I go back to his site here, so the chipless mods, I don't want to download this, but it it does let you click this. This is a clickable link here. I can click it and download this SD thing. I don't know. Maybe it's locked down. Maybe I don't know. So, um, so yeah, I gotta. Well, dude, that's freaking cool. I mean, finding a new firmware, maybe for the Z15s. I mean, that's pretty legit, dude. I'd want to definitely tune it down a little bit and try to find a good efficient level for these. So, um, all right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with me this Sunday, man. And we'll hang out on the next one. And yeah, I'll be trying to pump out some content soon, hopefully. All right, boys. Thanks for hanging out, and thank you, Retro Mike, for all the help. Thanks for everybody tuning in. I will catch you next Sunday. And try downloading it on a different system. Might just be a text file, or maybe the new guy is running that site. I am. I'm gonna run it on not a daily computer. Yeah, we're gonna stay safe out here. So, all right, guys, have a good night. I'll catch you later.